At 63, I wasn't really paying attention until it hurt. One morning, I bent down to pick up my granddaughter's toy and felt a sharp pain shoot through my knee. It wasn't the first time, but that day, it really scared me. When I caught my reflection in the hallway mirror afterward, my face seemed thinner somehow. Hollow cheeks, looser skin around my jawline. And here's what hit me hardest. I had been religiously drinking collagen powders for over a year. I'd spend $50 to $60 a month on them, mixing them into my coffee, believing they were my secret weapon for aging gracefully. But standing there that morning, clutching my knee and staring at my reflection, I felt betrayed. A few days later during my routine checkup, I told my doctor everything. The knee pain, the sagging skin, the collagen powders. I'll never forget what he said. "You're eating enough protein, right?" I replied quickly, "Of course. Eggs, chicken every day." He shook his head gently and said, "After 60, your body doesn't absorb or use animal protein the way it used to. You need plant-based sources too, especially for collagen." That one comment completely changed how I saw nutrition. I started reading. I spent nights looking through medical journals, books, and even watching lectures from nutrition experts specifically focused on seniors. What I found surprised me. Many plant-based proteins are not only easier to digest as we age, but they also deliver the exact amino acids, antioxidants, and minerals our bodies need to rebuild collagen, plus natural compounds that help reduce inflammation and improve absorption. Since shifting my focus from just animal protein to a more balanced, plant-rich approach, I felt the difference. Fewer aches, smoother skin, and steadier energy. That's why today, I'm sharing with you the 3 plant-based proteins that helped me protect my collagen naturally after 60, backed by both science and personal experience. If you're feeling the same frustration I once did, skin getting thinner, joints stiffening despite your efforts, stick with me. It may not be about adding more powder. It may just be about adding smarter proteins to your plate. Why plant-based protein matters after 60. By the time I turned 60, I learned an important truth. It's not just what you eat, it's what your body can actually use. As we age, our digestive system naturally slows down. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that after 60, our ability to digest and absorb animal proteins like steak, chicken, and eggs decreases. It's not just about eating protein, it's about how well your body can process it. Collagen production depends on specific amino acids like glycine, proline, and lysine. But it also requires cofactors like vitamin C, zinc, and copper. Nutrients often found in higher amounts in plant-based foods. Plus, plant proteins are easier on digestion, lower in inflammatory compounds, and support gut health, all of which help your body create and maintain collagen more effectively. You don't have to cut out meat entirely, but balancing your plate with more plant-based proteins is a smart move for skin, joints, and overall vitality after 60. I still remember the first time I tried quinoa. It was at my granddaughter's birthday brunch. Her friends had brought a colorful quinoa salad. Honestly, I thought quinoa was just one of those health trends for the younger generation. But out of curiosity, I gave it a try. That day surprised me. Unlike white bread or even brown rice, quinoa didn't leave me feeling heavy or bloated. It felt light, energizing, and I didn't experience the usual post-meal sluggishness I often felt after eating refined carbs. A few weeks later, while researching ways to support collagen naturally after 60, quinoa popped up again. Turns out, quinoa isn't just trendy. It's scientifically recognized as one of the few plant foods classified as a complete protein. What makes quinoa special is that it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build protein, including lysine. Lysine is particularly important for collagen formation. Without enough lysine, your body can't properly link collagen fibers together, leaving your skin, joints, and tissues weaker. A 2022 study published in the journal Nutrients even showed that seniors who added quinoa to their meals regularly for just 8 weeks experienced improved skin elasticity and muscle strength compared to those sticking with plain white rice. That really caught my attention, especially since I'd been noticing both looser skin and a bit more struggle when carrying groceries up the stairs. Now, quinoa is a staple in my kitchen. Here's how I use it. Cook it with chicken or vegetable broth instead of plain water to boost flavor and nutrient content. Toss quinoa into salads with greens, avocado, and pumpkin seeds for extra collagen-friendly nutrients like zinc and healthy fats. Swap out white rice or pasta for quinoa 2 to 3 times a week, especially at lunch when I want energy without feeling too full. For anyone over 60, adding quinoa isn't about following a food trend. It's about giving your body the complete protein building blocks it needs, in a form that's easy to digest and supports not just collagen, but overall muscle and joint health too. I'll admit, the first time I bought hemp seeds, it wasn't for me. My daughter-in-law had recommended them for my granddaughter's morning smoothies. Back then, I didn't think twice about it. Hemp seeds sounded like one of those health trends for younger people. That changed during a nutrition appointment last year. I had been talking about my ongoing effort to protect my collagen after 60. My skin wasn't as firm, and I'd started noticing joint stiffness in my fingers and knees. I mentioned all the usual things: collagen powder, vitamin C, healthy eating. That's when the nutritionist gently interrupted me. You want collagen? You need omega-3 too. And hemp seeds aren't just trendy, they're essential. That conversation opened my eyes. From a science perspective, hemp seeds deliver about 35 grams of protein per 100 grams. What's impressive is their amino acid profile. They're particularly rich in arginine and glycine, 2 amino acids directly involved in collagen production. Glycine helps form the triple helix structure of collagen, and arginine supports cell regeneration and tissue repair. But it doesn't stop at protein. Hemp seeds are also a rich plant-based source of omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the hidden causes of accelerated collagen breakdown, especially through activating enzymes like MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases. Even more unique is hemp's content of GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, a lesser-known omega-6 fatty acid with anti-inflammatory properties. GLA has been linked in studies to better skin hydration, elasticity, and reduced collagen degradation over time. I was surprised to learn all of this from something I'd previously seen as just a smoothie topping. Once I started using hemp seeds regularly myself, I noticed my morning finger stiffness lessened, and my skin felt less papery, especially on my arms and hands. Here's how I use hemp seeds now, consistently. I sprinkle about 1 tablespoon over my oatmeal or Greek yogurt each morning. It adds a subtle nutty flavor and blends easily. In smoothies, I toss in a spoonful alongside fruits and greens. Hemp seeds blend smoothly without needing extra prep. For salads, I mix hemp seeds into my dressings or sprinkle them over the top for a soft crunch. One important tip: I never cook hemp seeds at high temperatures. Heating can break down their delicate oils and reduce their nutritional value. I keep them raw to preserve the full spectrum of protein, omega-3s, and GLA. For anyone looking to maintain skin, joint, and overall collagen health after 60, hemp seeds are an easy, no-fuss addition to your routine. They're a small ingredient, but they make a big difference, especially when paired with other collagen-friendly foods. When I first heard about spirulina, I'll be honest, I wasn't interested. A bright green powder that smelled like seaweed? That didn't exactly sound like something I wanted in my breakfast. For years, I dismissed it as a young person's health trend. That changed after a conversation with my daughter. She works in wellness and had started adding spirulina to her smoothies. She told me, "Mom, do you know spirulina has over 60% protein, and it's packed with amino acids that help build collagen?" That caught my attention. I began reading more and found something surprising. Spirulina is one of the few plant-based proteins that contains all essential amino acids, including 2 that are key for collagen: glycine and proline. Glycine forms part of collagen's triple helix structure, while proline helps maintain skin elasticity. But spirulina's benefits don't stop there. It contains a compound called phycocyanin, which gives it its bright green-blue color. Phycocyanin is a powerful anti-inflammatory. Since inflammation is one of the main causes of collagen breakdown as we age, spirulina does double duty, helping your body build collagen while also protecting the collagen you already have. The clincher for me was a 2022 study published in Nutrients. In that study, seniors who consumed spirulina daily for 10 weeks saw a 19% increase in lean muscle mass and improvements in skin texture and hydration. That convinced me to give it a real try. At first, I had to get used to the flavor. Spirulina does have an earthy, ocean-like taste. But after experimenting, I found easy ways to include it without noticing the flavor too much. Smoothies. I add about 1 small teaspoon, roughly 3 to 5 grams, of spirulina powder into my morning smoothie. When blended with banana, berries, and almond milk, the flavor becomes much milder. Oatmeal. Stirring spirulina into warm oatmeal with a touch of honey and nuts works surprisingly well. The sweetness balances out the earthiness. Energy bowls. I make simple collagen support snacks by mixing spirulina powder with nut butter, oats, hemp seeds, and honey. Roll them into small balls and store in the fridge. One important note, I always buy organic spirulina, ideally labeled pure or no additives. Quality matters because lower-grade spirulina can contain fillers or even contaminants. After about a month of adding spirulina into my routine, I noticed subtle but real changes. My skin looked fresher in the mornings, with less dullness. Even my hair felt thicker at the roots, something I hadn't expected. Plus, I felt more energized, especially on days when I'd usually hit an afternoon slump. If you're hesitant like I was, my advice is, just try a small amount first. Blend it into something you already enjoy, like smoothies or oatmeal. Spirulina isn't a magic pill, but as part of a daily collagen support routine after 60, it's one of the simplest, most science-backed plant-based proteins you can add. How I combine them daily. When I first learned about quinoa, hemp seeds, and spirulina, I made the mistake of trying to eat them all in one giant smoothie. It left me feeling bloated and honestly a little discouraged. That's when my nutritionist gently reminded me, your body absorbs collagen-building nutrients best when you space them out through the day. Don't overload your digestion. Since then, I've developed a routine that's simple, steady, and gentle on my system, keeping my collagen support going from morning to night. Morning. I start my day with a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a tablespoon of hemp seeds, a handful of fresh berries, and a small spoonful of spirulina powder. The berries bring vitamin C, helping my body actually use the amino acids in hemp and spirulina. And because I add a splash of almond milk, it's creamy and easy to digest. Lunch. Around midday, I enjoy a quinoa salad. I cook quinoa ahead of time and toss it with leafy greens like spinach or arugula, plus pumpkin seeds and sometimes a little grilled salmon. Quinoa keeps me full without the heaviness I used to feel after eating bread or pasta. Afternoon snack. Around 3 or 4 p.m., when my energy dips, I reach for 1 or 2 homemade energy bowls. I make these with spirulina, hemp seeds, oats, and a touch of honey. They're easy to store in the fridge and give me that collagen-friendly protein boost without too much sugar. Dinner. In the evening, I keep it light. More quinoa with steamed vegetables or just a big green salad with seeds sprinkled on top. By spacing things out this way, my body can absorb collagen-building amino acids throughout the day, without overwhelming my digestion. Plus, it helps keep inflammation lower consistently, rather than spiking my system all at once. For me, it's become a rhythm as natural as brushing my teeth. Gentle, steady, and long-term sustainable. Looking back, I can honestly say my first year focusing on collagen was full of trial and error. Like many people, I believed drinking collagen powders would be enough. I mixed them into my coffee, my smoothies, but the results were slow and disappointing. It wasn't until I spoke with a nutritionist that things started to click. She explained how collagen production isn't just about adding collagen, it's about giving your body all the building blocks it needs. The right amino acids, plus supporting nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and copper. That's when I shifted toward including more plant-based proteins like quinoa, hemp seeds, and spirulina into my routine. Within just 6 to 8 weeks, I started noticing real changes. My skin felt firmer, my nails grew stronger, and my joints didn't ache as much after long walks. The biggest lesson I learned? You don't have to cut out animal proteins entirely. I still enjoy eggs or fish here and there. But adding smart plant-based options balances things out, supporting my collagen health, digestion, and overall energy. So if you've been relying solely on collagen powders and feel stuck, maybe it's time to look at the full picture. Your body needs more than just collagen. It needs the right tools to make it work. If there's one thing I hope you take away from my story, it's this. Aging gracefully isn't about chasing magic fixes or the latest trendy product. It's about balance. It's about building smart, consistent habits that support your body every day. Don't wait until your skin feels thinner or your joints start to hurt. Start now, while you still feel good. Something as simple as swapping in quinoa for white rice, adding hemp seeds to your oatmeal, or blending a little spirulina into your smoothie can make a real difference over time. I'd love to hear from you. Which plant-based protein sounds easiest for you to add first? Quinoa, hemp seeds, or spirulina? Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else. And if this guide helped you, feel free to subscribe. I share more wellness tips designed for real life after 60. Not just theory, but things I've actually tried and found useful. Thanks for reading, and here's to staying strong, glowing, and graceful, one smart habit at a time.